Coming up on Tarvalin After Dark,
Jenny's gonna quit.
Man, wow.
Our engagement is off.
That was his penis.
Oh.
Cock push-ups. The light illumine you, and welcome to Tarvalin After Dark. My name is Jess, the Emerald Seat, and I'm here at the Thirsty Tinker, Tarvalin's most disreputable inn, located in scenic North Harbor. Hail and well met, beloved listeners. We are back for now. Woo-hoo! It might be another month before we record again. Who knows?
Nope.
We don't.
Won't be in 1 month because we won't be here.
That is true. We will be on a boat. Let's see. What are we doing? We're talking about Greek myths today. And it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited about it.
And funds.
And funds.
Lots of funds.
Jenny's going to quit. But first, let me introduce my partners in debauchery, Nameless, Kevin, and Jenny Sedai.
Hello.
Morning.
I also think it's great if we just say funt and give no context and no explanation.
No, there should be no context.
No,
they don't deserve context.
The context is I prefer font.
Look, everybody, Jenny is a funt.
I'm a fant or a fanty.
Nope, a funt. Jenny, I just want you to know that I think you're a funt. And
you know what? Our engagement is off. I've decided. I will no longer commit to rub butts.
For those that are not aware, Jenny really wants American citizenship and wanted me to marry her. And I was going to do it out of the goodness of my heart, but now it's off, Jenny.
Yeah, this is the perfect season for it, too. It's an absolutely perfect time.
Honestly, it's probably just as well because it would have been very complicated to figure out since Nabes and I are already married.
True.
So,
yeah,
that's true.
Jess, are you a funt?
No, I'm a bunt.
I don't get what that means. A bad ant?
Bad influence. I'm a bad influence ant.
So funt stands for fun ant, which is something that Jenny is. Jenny is a funt.
I'm a fant. I don't like funt. I don't like it.
That's why he's saying it.
The word does not care that you don't like it. It is a factual statement. Funt is the Oxford Dictionary term.
It doesn't care about your feelings, Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny.
Oh, all right, Ben Shapiro.
I thought you were going to say somebody else. Okay.
Literally no idea, but okay.
Yeah, that's good. Probably should mention it.
Nobody giggities over Ben Shapiro, so I don't really know. His wife apparently doesn't even giggity. Do you remember that?
Yes. Do you think
you don't remember this? WAP came
out.
I
know exactly what you're talking about. And it's just like he doesn't ever stop talking in such a way as to make me think that there's no possible way that they could have consummated.
Do you think that Ben Shapiro's wife is a funt?
I don't really want to think about
you're not gonna make any conjecture here? Okay.
No, not even a little bit.
Then perhaps we should move on and start the show.
Yes.
If you're not going to do that, I don't know what else we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, I guess
no other topics.
Goodbye forever. So it's been a while since we've recorded, and I think it's worth noting that I'm assuming we don't have any new patrons.
Man, wow.
But if you want to support the show, you can do that. You can go to patreon.com/Tarvalin After Dark, and you can also rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Audible. And you can also go to Corencia.co/TVAD and use promo code TVAD to get 10% off queer stuff, and we get a cut of that too. So,
you can do
money. You can also join our Discord if you're not an asshole.
Wow. Yeah, don't join. If you're an asshole, just you don't have to join. But if you're not an asshole,
Yes, absolutely. You should come
Mhm.
and join our Discord. So
Yeah, I really
there is
like
the
it.
business taken
I
care of.
really like it when non-assholes join the Discord. That's great.
Yes. So far, we've been quite lucky.
So it's weird because I've been trying to get Jess kicked out because of that.
Oh,
Even though
But
she's
you
my
can't
wife.
because
Even
I
though
work
she's my
here.
wife.
see, your marriage seems like it's on the rocks.
We have a very healthy relationship.
It is.
Nothing wrong here at all.
No.
I'm trying to get my wife to be more of a funt and less of a bunt. You know,
Right.
almond
Okay.
buns.
I mean, you can be. I can be both probably. My my friend Darcy calls me anti-fuck because when the kids were little, I would always slip up and drop F-bombs.
Oh, I thought
And
it was
she's
going to be
like,
worse than that.
if they call me from school because
Yeah.
the kids have been saying the F word,
They picked it
boy.
up from you.
you're going to be in trouble. And I was like,
my aunt told me to say that.
Yeah.
Well, you should also teach them
Auntie
to call
Jess
you.
said it, so.
They could call you Funt Jess, instead of Aunt Jess. Funt.
They could call me that,
Yeah.
but they probably won't. Also, they're
By the way, I should point this out. You know, what I'm
grown-ups
wearing.
now.
Yeah, that happens. What are you trying to point?
Yay!
Let Joe blow. Oh, I like your
blow.
shirt. I like your shirt.
Nice.
That up my
That's nice.
standing desk.
Amazing.
Okay.
I was wondering what was elevating and lowering. Is that you?
No, the desk is
Yeah.
moving up and down.
Nice.
That was his
So-
penis.
Cock push-ups.
That was unexpected.
What and how?
Unexpected.
It's very unexpected, and my brain immediately tried to figure out the mechanics of what you were describing.
It's pushing the desk up and down. What?
Mhm.
What?
Oh, of course. Right. That's what makes. I
You're
can't
very
believe I
strong.
couldn't think about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Anyway.
We have a show. We should start.
Yeah,
it.
we do.
Jess, that was your cue to do your thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What is my thing?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't done this in a while. I think it's to say that we have news.
Oh, yeah. We have news.
Okay. Dude. I like that we actually have an intro song, but we're making that noise. So there's a couple pieces of news. We'll start, and really, I have a kind of a segment that I want to do as a part of the news. But let's start. I don't want to bury the lead. Let's start. There was an article that came out on winteriscoming.net about the show. Some of you may have heard of this. I don't know if you have or not. It was called The Wheel of Time. It was on.
The wheel of.
I actually watched that. It was good.
Yeah, they just canceled it. And this article talks a bit about some things that I think we all suspected or flat out knew. But however, gives a little insight into the reasons behind said cancellation. So let's talk about this. So I want to unpack it. First of all, it has been reported that the agreement that Prime Video had with the Tolkien estate for Rings of Power, they had a 5-season plan, and they would owe the Tolkien estate basically $40 million if they canceled Rings of Power.
Jesus.
Now, Rings of Power had higher viewing than Wheel of Time did for its entire run. However, as a percentage of how much it cost to create it, because $1 billion has been spent on Rings of Power so far, compared to roughly $450 million on Wheel of Time.
I would also include in that, I'm assuming part of that 1 billion would be things like, I don't know, advertising, promotion.
Yeah, they
merch,
did
things
that.
They
did that for Rings of Power. They chose not to do that
Yeah.
for Wheel of Time. So,
Yes.
that's actually mentioned in this article as well. However, right, so Rings of Power is a more expensive show per viewer. So it was actually returning fewer viewers than Wheel of Time was for its money. However, there's basically, it's sort of like how coaches are in sports. Like, they can't fire the coach sometimes because they have mandatory buyouts.
Yeah.
Where, like, James Franklin in Penn State right now, not that I know you're a huge Penn State fan, Jenny.
Oh, absolutely. That's
you love Penn State football.
Pennsylvania?
I'm sure they would love to fire him, but his buyout is so high that it would
I've
make
read
it,
that a lot in all the articles about the sport of
the publications that you
baseball.
read.
Yes.
So, okay, long and short of it, it appears that it was due to money. The other thing, and I do think this is worth pointing out, and I think there is a later autopsy to be dealt with on this. One of the things with streaming audiences is what they want to see is they want to see an increase season over season. So they typically look for that. Wheel of Time basically flatlined. So while it was, I think, the best reviewed show, right? Like, season 3 was, in my opinion, the best of the 3 by a significant margin, especially due to the ending.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry, Jenny.
I have a question about that, though, because I've heard that from a few people that they want shows to get bigger audiences.
Yeah.
The number one shows get bigger audiences, like your Stranger Things, your like the shows that hit the zeitgeist. The rest of the shows, I can't imagine that they do, because there's like a 2-year, and I'm not even just talking Wheel of Time. I think this assumption that shows are going to gain audiences when there's like 2 fucking years between seasons where nobody has any news about the show, and then like how on earth is random show that occasionally like comes out once, and it's not even a regular schedule that you can predict. How are they supposed to pick up viewers?
I think that that's a really excellent point, and I think that they're applying a network TV model
to streaming,
and it just doesn't work because streaming isn't network television. We don't have 28 episode seasons. We don't have the season drops in the fall every year. You can't build an audience like that unless, like you said,
but they would argue that they have
the zeitgeist, like Game of Thrones or Stranger Things, stuff that people are talking about all the time.
Yeah,
you're not going to get more people.
I think that the issue is, I think I ranted about this, I think, with Jen a while back. They expect every show to do what the number one show does, and not realizing that mathematically, not every show is going to be the number one show.
Well, that may be the case.
So if the number one show picks up viewers, they expect, well, why didn't the number 3 show also pick up? Well, because A, you didn't fucking market it, and B, it comes out in a irregular schedule. Like, and 1 year it's like a 1 year gap, the next time it's like a 2 year gap. Nobody can predict anything. Like,
but they're spending number one show money on it, so that's the problem, right? So
well, they weren't.
When you're not. Well, they were, though. I mean, Rings of Power is an aberration, and most of that money that they spent was on the rights. So, like, in any measurable perspective, Wheel of Time was getting $16 million an episode in the final season. $16 million an episode is more than Game of Thrones, all but the final 2 seasons of Game of Thrones got. So,
no, that is true.
Right? It's a lot of money. I'm not suggesting that they couldn't have afforded it. What I'm saying is that if you combine that with the other factors, they were basically just eating up too much of their money in a similar like Rings of Power is a fantasy genre.
Yeah.
And when they're looking at it purely as a business decision, they're thinking, are we going to continue to spend this money? Will this show tank? They don't know. I mean, they never know. I don't agree with the decision, obviously, but I can see how they got there, is I suppose what I'm saying.
Okay, I guess my question is, I would like to see numbers on shows on not just Amazon, but like on all of them. The idea that they pick up viewers every season. I can't tell you the amount of shows that I start and watch one season, and it comes back 2 years later, and I'm like, do I care enough about that show to watch it again? It's like The Witcher. I watched season 1, haven't watched the season since then because I didn't care about it enough to watch it. Like, that happens so often because the gap between seasons is too long for me to maintain my interest. And I can't imagine I'm the only person that happens to.
So
Well, and
I would
from that
imagine
perspective, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, like I would imagine most shows lose viewers, but
Well-
like the number one, I don't know how. That's just my guess.
I feel like I'm defending these horrible billionaire people, but
Mm.
on the flip side of this, guys, like we're not going to be able to have both. So the reason that it takes so long is the production schedules for these
Yeah.
types of shows are not, when you're watching NYPD Blue back in the 90s or ER, it's the same sets they built in the same locations, right?
Yeah, I
So,
do agree with this.
I mean, there's-
However, when it comes to what streaming is doing, I've said this a bajillion times, like this is not a new opinion of mine. I don't like the streaming model. I think they've decided, and this is my reading into things. Obviously, I
Mhm.
cannot see into these people's souls, but I think we've got a bunch of tech bros at the top who are like, I want it to look amazing instead of I want a good story. So they make it that they expect every show to look like a movie, a multi-million-dollar movie, not knowing
Yeah.
the shows that people go back and watch over and over again are shows like Star Trek: The Next Generation, are shows like Friends. Like those are the shows that people go back and watch, and they become attached to. And those were shows that were filmed on the same set over and over again. But you got to know the characters. I think the people who are making the decisions they misunderstand what people want. Like I think the special effects in Wheel of Time were great. Would I have preferred to have more episodes done cheaper? Yes, 100%. And I don't think there's a fan of this show that would disagree with me on that. Am I wrong?
I'm not disagreeing. You've not found someone to disagree with yet.
Have I? I'm in this 4 group.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to think
I don't
about
know
that
either.
more. Because I do like the quality, but for instance, I just am rewatching Stranger Things right now. Like I've been doing kind of a rewatch of it because I want to be caught up when the final season comes out.
When
right.
our like 30-year-old teenagers show up again.
And right. But
Yeah.
all things being considered, right? Like it does hold up really well to rewatch. It is high quality. It is like being able to watch a movie. It is annoying that we had to wait 3 or 4 years between seasons, right? So, I think all of that is valid. I just, like I said, and network television is still a thing. I just don't think you're getting the same type of shows in network television.
You could be though.
Because the
though.
post production work is really what takes all the time.
Yes.
They were
I
doing
mean-
stuff on the finale when it was airing. Like,
Yeah.
they were still doing tweaks on the VFX while the show season 3 was airing. Like, Rafe posted a story that he
Yeah.
was working with someone with the VFX before the finale aired. Like, I mean, those are
I
those
didn't
are
know that. That's
deadlines.
crazy.
That is
That
crazy
is insane.
stuff.
A part of me, I think, is a little bit like my eyes are. I because I'm doing this other podcast when we're rewatching Babylon 5. I'm going. This story is fucking incredible. Do the special effects hold up? Not necessarily, but the story is so fucking good that I don't care. Like,
Well, but I would argue you're probably in the minority with that now. I
not
think
really,
people
not
do
with-
care.
Yeah,
I do think
Okay.
people care about that stuff. I do.
Yeah.
If
I'd be
you see
curious. Let me know, because I honestly would think I'm not. I would be surprised if people who want to watch a good show care more about the special effects than the story.
I mean, I think that when you're looking at something like, for instance, The Wheel of Time, where the magic kind of, in a way, I don't want to say that the magic is the story because that's not true, but
Yeah.
it's an integral part
Yeah, no, that is
of
true.
the story. If the channeling looked cheesy,
Yeah,
that would be hard for me.
I agree.
Okay.
You know, it's it doesn't. I mean, if we're, I guess my thing is that they're expecting audiences to grow in the same way that network television, like serialized television shows do, when the model that they're using is not conducive to it. And I know that I have said this before, but streaming services need to find a different benchmark
Yeah.
for success. because
100%.
the benchmark that they're using doesn't work with the model. So, they didn't ask me.
No.
So,
the primary
but-
no, because growing audience, here's why it's not really the growing audience they're measuring. So the way Amazon measures growth on a show is
Yeah,
what they
Amazon's
call
a bit different.
they call it first views. So basically who's subscribed to Amazon Prime and then watched Wheel of Time is the first thing. So
Yeah.
that's what they're measuring, and if that's not triggering an uptick, it's not driving money into the platform, that's their problem.
Which is a dumb.
That
like
is
this-
another-
the amount of
that's
the amount of people that already had Amazon Prime because everybody
that's the
has
other
Amazon Prime.
benchmark
Yeah.
that doesn't work because everybody already has Amazon Prime. And you want to know what? My ADHD ass is not going to cancel Amazon Prime for however many months and then start it back up again for the Wheel of Time because my fucking vitamins are on subscribe and save. And if they're not, then I will die. So, it's just that I understand that they want more people to subscribe to Amazon Prime, but people are not subscribing to Amazon Prime for the fucking television. They're not subscribing to it for the fucking television. Okay? And the fact that you've got all of this other stuff. Amazon Prime has a lot of really good stuff to watch. So what are they? I don't know what they're expecting, but I don't think it's realistic.
Well, I'm sure they measure it also in a couple ways. Like you can measure how many new subscription signups, because there are people that do that, by the way. I mean, again, it's not us. It's not us, but there are people that do that.
It was me, but that's because I live in South Korea. So,
but yeah, I mean, we can debate the merits of the model, but I think that that's currently the reality of it, and until that changes. I mean, you're already starting to see a consolidation of a lot of the streaming services. Like Hulu's going to go away, back into Disney Plus, and it's a matter of time before somebody says, you know what? Why don't we get a platform that takes Apple TV, Amazon, and Netflix, and puts them together?
And we'll put ads in it.
And we'll call it
we'll
call it cable
television.
So the only other argument against it or for it would be the on demand, because there are people that catch shows long after they were out.
Yes.
Because they live in perpetuity on these platforms, right? And so you can binge a whole 3 seasons of it. And so if the Wheel of Time was out long enough, people can find it on the platform and go, "Oh my god, this is really good," and then binge all the seasons. Okay. Moving on from that, the only other thing that's worth mentioning, and this isn't super important to me, however, I know maybe some viewers or listeners it is important for them. House of the Dragon is about to finish season 3 filming, and so they are set for a 2026 release date. Do any of you watch House of the Dragon?
Yeah.
No,
I watched most of the first season.
Game of Thrones is done for me forever.
I didn't mind the first season, but I didn't really stick with it. It just didn't grab my interest. So
I watched. The first season was hard for me. The second season, I know it's an unpopular opinion. I like the second season better, but I don't think it was necessary that the show was better, as I was in a headspace to enjoy it more. Whereas the first season, the premise of the show is that the misogyny of the world makes it really hard for the ladies. And the first time the first season I was like, okay, I get the premise. I hate it. It feels like it's just rubbing me the wrong way. And they're doing a really good job at what they're doing, and I hate it. Whereas the second season, I think I was just in a mental place to be able to accept the story for what it was. So,
well, I thought I would do a quick. I have not watched all of these shows. I think I've watched parts of 2 of these, but I wanted to do a kind of a list of current fantasy/sci-fi shows that are on right now, that are new or just finished. So some of these just finished to run, but if you want to know, hey, these things have come out. So there is a show called The Institute, which is it's an adaptation of a Stephen King novel. Which again, Stephen King has written more books than anybody alive. I think ridiculous numbers of things. He's also, I think, and I'm pretty sure this is true, the most adapted author of all time.
I would not be surprised.
I think there have been more.
At all.
Yeah, I think there's been more things he's written that have been adapted, but this is about the quick synopsis was a boy with telekinetic powers that was put into an institute with other special teens, and yeah, so
Never
it's
even heard
basically-
of this story.
Me either.
The
So
X-Men.
I just saw it, and I'm like, I haven't watched this one, so I probably will. I typically like the Stephen King style stuff, so I'll probably check it out. One I did watch that I loved, although it's controversial for some reason. I loved Alien Earth, and that just finished its run.
Is it finished completely?
Yes, the first season
Okay.
is.
The first season.
What's
Okay.
it about?
So
It's aliens, right?
It's like the Alien franchise.
yeah.
And it's technically a prequel. Like it's directly set right before the events of the first movie.
Okay.
And it is really, it actually approaches a lot of issues. It feels like an Alien movie, but it's also its own thing.
I haven't seen any of the Alien movies, but I know a parent of one of my students wants me to do reactions to that show. She keeps sending me messages. Jenny, you need to do this show.
You can totally watch the show and not have seen the movies. Like,
Okay.
I think it would give you some of the horror aspects might be more real to you if you had seen the movies, because you'd recognize what like a facehugger is, or
I mean, I live in the world, so I know what a
Yes.
facehugger is.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. Like,
yeah.
You know.
That being said, it's definitely pretty good. It's not totally a horror movie. So I don't want to spoil much because it's one of these shows, like, even if I give you some basic details, I'll ruin parts of the first episode. And I don't want to do that. So I would I would definitely encourage you to watch it. I really liked Alien Earth. It was very well done.
Okay.
There is a new show out called Nautilus, which I have not seen a full synopsis on. It is the type of thing that I would probably watch if it isn't terrible. I think just from basically watching some of the clips I saw and the pictures and a very quick synopsis, I think it's like if the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was like doing Sequest and traveling around and going on event. Does anybody remember Sequest?
Yeah. Wasn't there like a dolphin?
Yeah, and Jonathan
Yeah.
Brandis and yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
So it's like a
underwater,
submarine?
the submarine, the Nautilus, right?
Okay.
And I think that's what this is about, and it looks cool. There is a show called Chief of War with Jason Momoa.
That's Jason Momoa, yeah.
I have not seen this.
Oh, okay, but sorry, you, especially Nameless, might be interested in this. Jason Momoa. Do you remember Jolly, the channel where they had like
Yeah.
British people trying?
Yes.
Have you
Yeah, I
seen
saw
the
this.
Jason
I
Momoa?
did see it.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was the best video. Sorry for listeners. Jason Momoa brought these two boys to Hawaii and fed them food, and it was really, really funny. I just really enjoyed the video.
Well, and that's sort of what the show is about. So Chief of War is based in the Hawaiian Islands
Okay.
in the 18th century, and basically covers, if you don't know much about the history of Hawaii, the native Hawaiians unified under one of their tribal chiefs before they were conquered.
Okay.
So that's what this is about, and that's what he's in. Jason Momoa loves to make stuff with Apple, because I think
Yeah.
he was in that show C too.
Yes, I've never finished. See, that's a show that I really liked. See, I really liked season 1, and I've meant to go back and watch the rest of it since
Yeah,
then.
I never saw it.
It's an insane show. Like trying to everything in that show is over the top, and like all the acting is over the top. But it was really fun, and it's been years, and I've never gone back because I had waited like 2 years for season 2, and by the time it came up, it's like, that was my feeling.
We've also got Foundation, which I think that Foundation season 3, I believe it's on now. And I have not. This is one of those things I was looking forward to watching, and for whatever reason, have just never found the.
Yeah,
To sit
I've heard
down
it's
and
really
watch
good
it.
though.
I have
I've heard it's
two.
really good. Yeah.
And another one that I'm surprised I haven't watched, like legitimately, because I love The Boys. Gen V is like the spin-off of The Boys,
Mhm.
and I have not watched that, and that is just finishing up a season.
Yeah, I watched season 1. I liked it. I haven't watched season 2 yet.
The other show that, again, is strange to me, and Jenny, I find it strange that I know you haven't watched this either, is I have not watched the new season of Strange New Worlds, the Star Trek.
Yeah.
And because I like Strange New Worlds, it's probably my favorite of the new Star Trek shows that have been out, because it's the most Star Trek-like of them, in my opinion.
I'm rewatching season 1 right now. Like, did I tell you why I've gotten stuck and not been able to watch Strange New Worlds?
Why?
After I got COVID, I was like stuck in a brain fog, and it was like a really weird brain fog. My emotions were all over the place. And at one point I thought, I'm going to film a reaction to Strange New Worlds. And I sat down to film it up, and I recorded it, and I fucked up the sound. And so I got so mad. And every single time I tried to watch it, like it basically, when I was in that brain fog, the only emotions I could feel were negative. Like I was either no emotion or negative emotion. It was terrible. So whenever I tried to watch Strange New Worlds, my brain would be like, no, hot stove. And so like that was because it was it was so demoralizing. I don't know, people who watch my channel might remember there was like 2 months where I didn't make a video. It was because I filmed a reaction to Strange New Worlds and I fucked it up. And I was just like, fuck this! I hate everything! This sucks! My life is over! Like that was my reaction. It was really bad. My post-COVID recovery was terrible. It was really terrible.
Well, that is the news. But before we end the news, let's shoot things over to our 1920s reporter for a look back in this week in nerd history.
Step right up, pet cats and history hounds, because it's time once again for This Week in Nerd History. I'm here to serve you a whiz-bang cocktail of the past, shaken, not stirred, with a cherry of trivia right on top. Golly, this week was a real humdinger for the old glowing box in the living room. Heavens to Betsy, it seems like every TV executive was cooking with gas. On October 2nd, 1959, we all took a fateful trip into another dimension with the premiere of The Twilight Zone on CBS. Just a few years later, on October 3rd, 1960, we moseyed on down to Mayberry for the debut of The Andy Griffith Show. And on September 30th, 1982, a little bar where everyone knows your name opened for business as Cheers premiered on NBC. And who could forget the modern Stone Age family? The Flintstones yabba dabba doo their way onto ABC into prime time on September 30th, 1960. And let's discuss some more cosmic events. Born on October 5th, 1958, the cosmic crooner of the cosmos himself, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's the fellow who can make black holes sound like bedtime stories and galaxies feel like your next door neighbor. The Age of Legends had a court jester with a PhD. It'd be him. Now let's talk about a fellow who really knew how to make an entrance. On October 5th, 1962, a suave secret agent first sauntered onto the silver screen in Dr. No. That's right. James Bond began his world-saving martini-shaking career, proving that a tuxedo, a Walter PPK, and a raised eyebrow can solve almost any problem. It's a level of cool composure that would even make a warder nod in approval. And for all you gleemen and storytellers out there, mark your calendars. October 1st, 1868 saw the publication of Louisa May Alcott's Little Women, a tale of family and friendship that's still warming hearts today. And on October 2nd, 1950, a certain round-headed kid and his beagle took their first steps onto our funny pages. That's right, Peanuts by Charles M. Schulz was first published. It was a good century for stories, that's for sure. And that's all the time we have for today, history buffs. But remember, folks, the past is just the present, with more silly walks and fewer streaming subscriptions. I forgot that I wrote that as the last line. I totally forgot that was the last line.
Jeez.
After I ranted about streaming subscriptions.
Serendipitous.
It was.
Welcome back to yet another one of Almond Bunt's patented movie reviews in 10 words or less. And in this in particular one, we are taking a look at the old Greek myths of yore, but in a modern lens. Number one, we got something called Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. The idea that someone can steal lightning is a joke. 10 out of 10. Disney's Hercules. I'm confused about why his name is spelled wrong. 9 out of 10. 300. Not too bad. 3 out of 10. Jason and the Argonauts. I hoped they would be a Greek boy band. Disappointed. 9 out of 10. And finally, Medusa. I may have accidentally watched a porno. It was bad. 10 out of 10. Thank you once again for wandering back into the Greek myths of yore with Almond Bunt's movie reviews in 10 words or less.
I want to Google if there's a porno named Medusa.
There was a Greek movie called Medusa, and it kind of looked like a porno, so you know.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
It was on the list of Greek movies.
Okay.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Oedipus thought he was living the dream. He conquered Thebes, solved the Sphinx's riddle, and married the queen. But one DNA test later, yikes. With Ancestry.com, you'll know exactly who you're dating before you say, I do. Trace your lineage, check your matches, and avoid awkward family reunions. Hey, I'm Oedipus. Don't be like me. I plucked my eyes out, and I've been vomiting every day since I found out I boinked my mom. If I had used Ancestry.com, I'd probably have my eyes, and you know, I probably wouldn't have hooked up with my mom. Most likely not. Ancestry.com. Trace your lineage before you fuck it.
Trace your lineage before you fuck it.
Before you fuck it.
Why haven't they
There's
used
a
that
new
line
one,
yet?
Ancestry.com out there if you want to do a
You can have that for free. No, we shouldn't give it away for free. Shouldn't give it away for free. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Actually, we're going to get a cease and desist from them, I'm sure. So
Probably. Oh my god.
How could you after we gave you that tagline?
keep our name out your mouth.
I mean, I've seen
Keep my
Reddit-
mother's name out of your
mouth.
out of my mouth.
Oh, keep
I've
your
seen a few
keep
Reddit
your
stories
wait.
about
Have
that.
your mom keep you. Never mind.
Keep my mom out of my mouth.
Yes,
Oh my god.
keep you out of your mom's mouth.
Yeah, that's another ancestor.
We need to stop.
Hey, I bet Kevin has an Oedipus complex. Pull your eyes out. Okay. Well, that was a great lead in to talking about our main topic, which is Greek myths, or our favorite ones of them. So you may or may not know many Greek myths. Greek myths are, I think, among, like, if we're looking at like most adapted or most known stories from antiquity, I really truly think, at least in the Western world, because that's all we learn about in school, apparently, that Greek myths are probably the most known. And there's lots of movies about them. Alvin Bunt just reviewed a few of them.
Yes.
So there's definitely even some underrated ones. Like, I like Troy. I don't know why, but I like Troy.
Okay.
If you've ever seen that one. And they're making, so Christopher Nolan is making The Odyssey.
Yeah, I remember.
It's coming
I heard
out
about
next
that.
year.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. And Christopher Nolan obviously usually does a pretty good job, but it will be quite interesting to see The Odyssey adapted. like into a movie. I almost feel like that's going to be like an A24 movie, or it's something that
Kind of feels like it
A24
should
would
be,
have
yeah.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
They did the
anyways,
Knight, right? Were
they
the
did
Green
what?
Knight?
Yeah, they
Did
were
the
the
Green
Green
Knight?
Knight.
Yeah. Then yeah, definitely feels like
A24 usually does like the really artsy,
Mm.
like yeah.
Yeah.
So, Clash of the Titans is a good one.
I
see
almost
in
had
the
that.
chat.
That was almost
Clash-
one that Elman Bunt reviewed as well. I couldn't think of
Yeah.
he couldn't think of a good enough tagline for it, but that was on the list. Yeah,
Xena Warrior Princess, and
a
don't forget
classic.
Kevin Sorbo, a great American actor,
Mm.
and his role as Hercules
Yes.
or Heracles,
Yeah,
depending on how you want to spell it.
Mm.
But then, yeah, you've got Clash of the Titans. You've got the original Clash of the Titans with the robot owl that I always thought was cool. Yeah, anyways, so all of that being said, right, great lead in to talk about some of our favorite Greek myths or stories about Greek myths. And I think to kick this off, right, let's throw out there, like, what are some of your favorites? So we can maybe start with Jess, because she was very excited to do this topic.
Yes.
If you're not aware, Jess is a worshiper of Zeus. So she
I'd pick a
knows-
better deity if I were you.
Yeah,
I'd pick a
no. If
better
I were
deity.
going to worship a Greek deity, it would not be Zeus.
she wants
my-
a strong man. Okay, I'm done.
I mean, if I was gonna pick one of those idiots, the three idiots
Yeah.
who are sons of Kronos, I would pick Hades. But which is a segue into my favorite Greek myth, which is the myth of Hades and Persephone. But specifically, like the oldest one, which is not that Persephone was kidnapped, but rather that Persephone just accidentally came across an entrance into the underworld and wandered down there and then was like, you want to know what? This is sick as hell. I'm staying. And Hades was like, what? Wait, what? And then all of a sudden he had a wife. So yeah, that's my favorite one. I just like the idea that the goddess of spring wanders down to the underworld and is actually like, you want to know what? I love this. I love it down
It's
here.
dope down here.
It is dope as hell down here. So I'm staying. Yeah, I like that.
Dope as
You
Hades.
got a 3-headed dog? I am so staying.
So
I mean,
it's
yeah.
I almost feel like I can never bring up Persephone without talking about the Matrix. And I'm not sure what's the Monica Bellucci plays of Persephone. She's like the wife of the Merovingian in that movie.
Oh.
Do you guys remember?
Oh
what I'm
yeah, I
talking-
do remember that.
And I'm trying to
do, yeah.
remember like what the
Oh, okay,
what
yeah.
her significance was in that movie.
I haven't seen The Matrix in such a long time.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
yeah.
Because like
See here.
because obviously everything is an allegory in that movie. So I'm trying to think like, was she meant to be Persephone, the Greek goddess? Was she meant to be?
Okay, the Merovingian.
Well, according to Wikipedia, she seems bored with her existence in the Matrix and is dissatisfied with her husband, possibly because of his constant infidelities, which is not.
She samples emotions from others. So I don't know if that has like her name was Persephone. So I'm not sure if it was like that's where the name comes from, but maybe there is no relevance.
Being bored with her existence, maybe she would wander, like looking for somewhere else to be. I could see that being how.
Yeah, but she doesn't seem to have anything in common with either the goddess of spring or the queen of the underworld. So
Who else has a favorite Greek myth? I can go.
Yeah.
My favorite is not so much a myth. Well, it is debatable. Obviously, it's a myth because it's not real. And Kevin is out.
we lost Kevin.
He does
Oh,
not
no.
want to talk about this. He's like, fuck that, I'm out.
Fuck
Before they
you,
ask
I'm
me
out.
about it, I'm out.
Right.
My favorite, though, is actually the Odyssey. And, there's debate actually historically of whether Homer was actually a real person or not. Homer is the purported, author of the Odyssey, and however, right? I am a big fan of just that whole return journey, like meeting all the, because there's just so much like interesting stuff in it. Like you've got the sirens, you've got the Cyclops, you've got the getting home and then retaking his kingdom. Like I just find it to be a good story, and I always learned it growing up. The Iliad is cool too. Actually, the movie Troy is meant to be like an adaptation of the Iliad. So
was "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" an adaptation
it
of the
is.
Odyssey?
It is actually, and it's a very good movie, by the way.
Yeah, I remember
A shockingly good movie. But that is I love those modern day adaptations of older stuff. Like I love that Clueless is an adaptation of
Emma. Yeah,
Emma.
yeah.
And that Paul Rudd looks exactly the same then as he does now.
He's a
Yeah,
witch.
he sold his soul to somebody.
Yeah.
On the topic of that, actually, there is a webtoon called Lore Olympus that it has officially finished at this point, but it's a modern day retelling of the myth of Hades and Persephone, and it's honestly so good. And I got into it actually when it was really early on. I started reading it at like episode 20, and like before it really blew up. And the writer and artist Rachel Smythe is an absolute darling. But yeah, if you would like to read an excellent webtoon, read Lore Olympus. It's really good.
Okay. As far as this, I forgot this was our topic until right before we were recording, and I am not as familiar with Greek myths as either of you. However, the first one I thought of was Medusa, not because I know very much about her, but because I just think that she's neat. Because she's like she's got an introvert superpower. It's like, I don't want you near me, and I look at you, and now you're not here anymore because you're stoned, and I get to be alone. She's just an introvert queen.
Yeah, I like Medusa.
Except I don't know that she would maybe agree with you.
No, but her powers are pretty cool. She probably doesn't. I don't know. I don't remember her backstory. I do know this is another reason I like Medusa. When I got my hair braided once here in Korea, I walked into class, and the students didn't speak English very well, and one of them was trying to comment, and he kept saying, "You teacher," and then he would say this word that I couldn't understand. And finally, he looked at me, did like a snaky movement, and then froze. And I went, "Oh, Medusa!" And he went, "Teacher, yes, Medusa, you Medusa." I'm like, yes. My hair looks like snakes. You are absolutely correct. That is
hilarious. I love that.
Amazing. It was amazing. So yes, I identify with Medusa.
That is so good.
So the very backstory of Medusa is that she was cursed. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I think like she
was beautiful. I think it was
Greek
Athena.
Myths, okay, I was gonna say Greek myths have a lot of violation. From what I remember, and this is like going back to university, so like 25 years ago, she was like violated by someone, and then that person's wife got jealous and cursed her with this.
Yes.
So it's not a great power, but I still, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
then Perseus beheaded her, which was not super cool.
No.
Well, on behest of Athena, who gave him a mirror shield, which is how he did it, I guess.
Okay. Oh yeah, because then she would look at herself.
I mean, for a shield, come on, man, that's just rude. Just leave her alone. Let her be in her cave by herself. God.
Yeah.
She just wants to be by herself.
Did you ever watch? Did you guys watch the original? I always loved it growing up, and it doesn't hold up quite as well as I remember, although it's still good. Like the original Clash of the Titans. Not the really shitty remake they made.
I have not watched either of them, to be honest.
They're pretty good. I like, if you like the Greek myth type things, like Clash of the Titans is kind of cool. I'd suggest it. There's I think my favorite part of it is there was a the little owl. There's like a mechanical owl that I always thought was so cool, and I wanted one when I was growing up, watching those movies. So, yeah, there's not much more to it than that. I just said I want one. But
Okay.
Jess, do you have any more favorite Greek myths? Any other ones outside of what we've mentioned?
Enjoy when I'm scrolling on Instagram and run across like Tumblr threads that people have taken screenshots of. And there was one where it was, oh fuck, who was it? The one Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
And God, who was Achilles into? I'm Googling
The
Achilles' boyfriend.
not Menelaus. His
Patroclus.
Patroclus.
Patroclus dies in battle, and so somebody like put out this discussion as though it were Dungeons and Dragons. And so your beloved Patroclus has died. What do? I attack everyone. Can't attack everyone. And he reaches for his dice and he rolls a nat 20 and he's like, okay, fine. You cut a swath through the opposing army and get to the river. And then he's like, I attack the river. And he's like, you can't attack the river. Reaches for dice. I just thought that one was particularly funny.
Yes.
So my favorite one, only because it's so true, is the story of Pandora's Box. Which is because it's the story of the very first woman and how she screwed it all up by opening the box and releasing evil into the world. So
You're
it seems
welcome.
to be there's a theme across all major religions, even the Greek ones, that women are the source of sin in the world. So
You've literally named one. I know you're thinking of like one other one, so obviously you've covered all of them.
Eve ate the apple. Also was the beginning of original sin, Jenny. So
I know, that's what I said, that you got two out of the whole of the world's religion.
Well, and that's the same with Islam, and so
okay, fine, 4 out of all of the
and
world's
it
religions.
definitely is not couched in misogyny at
not at all. There is nothing about that. I don't understand. It's just really just an observation of fact that women cause all of
that women ruin everything.
Everything.
Everything was great until women.
Yeah, I don't know what gods were thinking when they made women. If they didn't want evil in the world, why would they put it in a jar and then? And there goes Kevin.
There goes Kevin.
There goes Kevin again.
And I blame women for Kevin disappearing.
For Kevin's internet, that makes a lot of sense.
Fair. That was me. I did that.
You did it by opening Pandora's box.
I did. I opened the Pandora's box of kicking Kevin out of StreamYard.
Do either of you remember? Because you seem to know every time you mention something, I remember it. So maybe you can help me remember this one. I remember in university, I read a book by C.S. Lewis called Till We Have Faces, which is about Cupid and Psyche. And I remember that book wrecked me. Like, it fully wrecked me. I was crying. My roommates were like, what was wrong? And I remember trying to explain to them that this book had just wrecked me. And I don't remember anything about it until like just now.
I don't think I've ever read that one.
Okay. But do you remember Cupid and Psyche?
The only point of reference I have for that is it as a sort of B plot in Lore Olympus, where Eros is obviously a god and Psyche is mortal. And then Eros's mother is what the fuck is her name? The goddess of love.
Aphrodite.
His mother is Aphrodite, and for some reason she does something fucked up, and then Eros thinks that Psyche is dead, but she's actually like in disguise as one of Aphrodite's like handmaidens or something like that. Does that ring any bells at all?
So the story, as far as I remember with that story, Cupid is trying to like fuck over Psyche, like to get revenge on it, and I don't remember why.
Okay.
But then it backfires because Cupid ends up falling in love and making Psyche his immortal wife.
Okay.
Like it's something like, Cupid meant to like get revenge, screwed it up, ended up making Psyche or making himself fall in love with Psyche or something.
Okay.
Gosh,
like maybe one of the
I have
arrows
not thought about. I haven't
was
thought about this
involved.
book until today.
You know,
Like this is the first time I
Arrows has
thought
got
it. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
the arrows.
Okay.
it obviously had such a
Oh,
large
no.
impact on you, Jenny, that
I remember the emotion I had. Like I remember standing in my living room, like just staring out the window, and my roommates being like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, This book. I remember that, but I cannot remember what about the book put me in a state that made my roommates worried about me. I don't remember. So.
Well, Kevin, do you have any favorite Greek myths while you're here?
Yeah, I do, and I want to make sure that I'm gonna wait one more minute for comedic timing to make sure that I don't drop halfway through a sentence again. Because man, I don't think I could have timed that any better if I'd tried to. Just let me just give it a second. It looks like it's catching up. Hang on. Oh.
You can always turn your video off so we can just hear
Oh.
you. Remember, this is a podcast.
What in the hell?
Do you almost get the feeling that he's doing it on purpose at a certain point?
Sometimes I wonder if it's performance
Sometimes
art.
I
Yes.
wonder, yeah. Does seem like it would be a very Kevin thing to do.
I promise it's not on purpose. It would be so funny if it was, but I remember how much it screwed you over in the editing last time. I would not do this on purpose.
Kevin,
It really was just a nightmare.
just turn your video off and do
Yeah, I'll do that
audio.
now. All right, I'll do that now. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
just to wrap that up. So, the one that I started talking about from the Odyssey was when they found the Cyclops Polyphemus on that one island, and it's a silly one that just stuck with me. Where Odysseus tries to trick the they've been captured by the Cyclops, and so he tells the Cyclops that his name is Nobody, and so after he steals the Cyclops' eye, blinding him and trying to, escape with the remainder of his crew, the Cyclops screams, "Nobody stole my eye," so that his friends don't realize what he's talking about or saying anything that's, substantial. So he's just shouting, "Oh, nobody stole my eye," and they're like, "All right, then why are you telling us about it?" kind of shit. And it's just a dumb, stupid joke of it's that's the most ancient joke I know, and it's just stupid and funny, and I like it anyway because he's just like, "Yeah, my name's Nobody," so he does something to him, and he's like, "Nobody stole my eye! Help! Nobody stole it!" And they're like, "All right, okay, what are you yelling about?"
Yeah, it just seemed like
Stupid
something you would like.
Cyclops.
Yes.
Fucking Cyclops, you dumbass.
But if you really think about this, the Cyclops lives on an island and it eats people. Does it just wait for people to show up to eat them? Like, how many people stop by this island?
Maybe it's
Enough.
got like a crocodile's constitute, where it can
Is
eat
there-
like one thing and then doesn't eat for like 7 months. And
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Well,
That actually makes me think of another one that I really like. This was actually a book that Brian gave to me for my birthday a few years ago, and I still haven't finished it, but it's Circe. She's a demigoddess. She is the daughter of Poseidon and a mortal, I think. And she ends up like just going away and living on an island. I can't remember, maybe she's exiled or something like that, and then she is just living there by herself, and then sailors show up, and of course men be out here menning all the time, and they got rapey, and she turned them into pigs because she has like witch powers. So every time men show up and get all rapey, pigs. So she has this island full of pigs that
I mean, yeah,
terrible.
I do remember that actually.
And I love that for
that was
her.
pretty awesome.
Like,
yeah.
It's Medusa is sort of like the icon of feminine rage, but Circe
gets it done.
sleeping
Medusa
on
gets.
Circe.
Yeah.
They're sleeping on her because, like, who among us doesn't have a man that they would like to just turn into a pig because he was out there being a man?
I don't know. Like telling me that I need to improve my English.
Dude, you need to tell that story. You need to tell that story. You need to tell it right now. It's not a Greek myth. It's fucking hilarious. You need
I was posting on this forum in South Korea in my neighborhood, just these short little like, "Hello, I'm from Canada. Hello, I just watched K-pop Demon Hunters." Blah blah. Like they're just short little posts, and because it's a Korean forum, I was writing them in Korean, and then I would write underneath it just in English, just translating what I wrote in Korean and English. Maybe I posted 6 or 7 of them, and today somebody replied to my post saying something to the effect of, "You write very well in English, but you probably should stop trying to translate from Korean into English and just try and think like an English speaker, and that way your English will improve." Dude.
I've had that same thought on this podcast, Jenny, that we need to work on your English. So
Thank you. Yes, for the unsolicited help. It was just, I don't know if it was a man, but we know it was a man.
It was a man. It was absolutely a man.
But you know what it made me think is my Korean must be really good, because he's like, the Korean sounds natural. But that, like, the thing is, I was writing the post in Korean, and then I'd be like, okay, now I should translate that into English. And so I was translating it. And so, yeah, the English sounds a little awkward because it's a direct translation of the Korean. So my Korean sounds good.
Oh my God.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up. We Kevin has left us for good.
Yeah, he's gone.
He is gone. Yes, no, his internet apparently does not like him. Pandora, all you women screwed it up.
Yeah, Pandora fucked it up.
You've
Suck it,
released
all that
evil
internet.
into the world. Okay.
And wrecked Kevin's internet.
Well, Jess,
All right.
do your thing.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Tar Valon After Dark. We hope you had a good time. We know we did. What? As always, new episodes drop every week on TVAD Tuesday, except for when they don't. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter and Blue Sky at Tar Valon Dark. And if you want to support the podcast, obviously you want to do that, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Tar Valon After Dark. You can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Audible, and you can go to querencia.co/TVAD and use promo code TVAD to buy queer stuff, and it's always a good time to buy queer stuff.
Always.
Thank you for joining us here at the Thirsty Tinker, and until next time, turn your enemies into stone with one
Or
life.
pigs. Yeah.
Or pigs.
And call Jenny a funt. See you.
No.